Part 21, Chapter 41. Gunfire pushed Hale and Terry back into the dark, but not before Hale saw the sock run out of sand, just as Deakins arrived. Deakins snatched the rock from the air as it fell. James Dean my ass, Hale thought as Deakins tossed the rock aside and looked down at the bomb. Another of Kelly's shells zipped past Hale, and he told Terry to douse her flashlight. He pressed his back to the wall of the shaft, Terry close behind him on the right. Hale no longer had a clear sight line to Deakins and his team.
Very impressive,
Deakins called out, his voice echoing down the tunnel.
I do think this little chain reaction would have socked it to me, partner.
Hale heard the crunch of footsteps in the dirt, coming towards them. He wondered what Deakins was planning. He wouldn't risk throwing grenades down here. The explosion would bring the mine down around them. But he was up to something. Deakins was always working an angle.
That was smart, turning off your light,
Deakins continued.
Maybe I won't be able to find you. One trouble with that, though.
Hale heard a distinctive click, the sound of a switch being flipped. He flinched, then raised his automatic as a string of recessed lights went on at their feet. The lights illuminated Hale, Terry, and Deakins, who was standing at the mouth of the crosscut, his Uzi held hip high. Hale and Deakins faced each other for a moment, their eyes locked, weapons pointed at each other. Then Deakins squeezed the trigger, peppering the tunnel with a short burst. Hale pushed Terry back the way they'd come, firing his automatic behind him as he followed her.
You want to know what's sort of funny?
Deakins shouted as he followed them into the crosscut.
You did me a favor. See, Hale, you aren't the only one who thought of setting off a nuke in this mine.
No, Hale thought as he ran. That's bullshit. Deakins was just making a show for his men, the old "I meant to do that" drill. But when he heard the rest of what Deakins had to say, Hale felt the same hurtling sensation he used to get during G-Force tests his rookie year.
I need a demonstration,
Deakins said as he chased Hale further with another burst.
Otherwise, some swinging dick in Washington is going to say that I don't have the cojones or the ability to set off a nuke. I think it's important to show them I'm ready, willing, and able. Hell, I'm eager. Of course, I won't leave the other nuke down here like you were going to do. You can see why that wouldn't work for me.
Hale was tempted to turn around and go man-to-man with the bastard, but he kept running. A showdown wouldn't accomplish much. Terry would stop running too, and Deakins' flunkies would continue the operation anyway. It was more important to get out and get help. There were 2 gunshots from the vertical shaft. Deakins' footsteps stopped.
That's my cue to leave,
he yelled.
My lads have finished inputting the code. The correct code, Hale. So I just hope you enjoy these last minutes of life. Oh, and Hale, just so you know, if you try to remove the external timer we've attached to the bomb, you won't have to worry about going to the light, as they say. The light will most definitely come to you.
Hale stopped running as Deakins' footsteps echoed faintly, and then were gone. The tunnel was still and close, and he could hear his own heartbeat. Terry shined the light on his face. That's an I've got to go back look if I've ever seen one. Hale said, He has to have left himself time to haul the other nuke up. That'll give me time to get back there. To do what? He started back along the tunnel
to try to shut the thing down.
Chapter 42. Deakins found it fitting that all those years of punching the crap out of Hale had left his arm strong enough to climb the Humvee cable. He had told Johnson and Kelly to wait in the shaft and help guide the nuke back up. Upon reaching the Humvee, Deakins started the winch on its way up. While it pulled the bomb back to the surface, he went to the burned Humvee and moved it beside the other. When the bomb had reached the bottom of the winch, Deakins punched the stop button, unhooked the cable, and sent it back down the mine shaft. After nearly a minute, one of the men fired a shot. Deakins stopped the winch. When a second shot was fired, the Major started winding the cable in. After hoisting the bomb into the Humvee, again crediting Hale for having helped to pump him up, he walked away from the Humvee, bent slightly towards the horizon, and listened. Almost at once, he heard the whoomp, whoomp, whoomp. The Nest boys are a little early, he thought, but I can deal with that. Loping back to the winch, Deakins casually pressed the stop button.
Hey!
Kelly shouted from the mine.
What's up?
Deakins stepped over the cable, opened the Humvee door, leaned in, and shifted the vehicle into neutral. Then he popped the parking brake.
Major!
Kelly yelled.
We're going back down!
Hang on! Deakins laughed as the truck edged towards the mine entrance, pulled by the weight of Kelly and Johnson.
What are you doing?
Kelly screamed as the vehicle picked up speed. Getting ready to leave, Deakins said under his breath as he climbed into his Humvee, started the engine, and reset the trip odometer to 0. As he sped away, Deakins watched in his rearview mirror as the other Humvee clanked over the fallen doors. It hopped and landed slightly off course, the driver's side front fender scraping the mine entrance. Ah, shit. Deakins scowled and touched the brake. But the vehicle caromed off the support beam and raced through the entrance as planned. The front wheels shot over the edge of the vertical shaft, and the long, heavy undercarriage scraped the edge of the pit. That provided enough drag to stop the vehicle, which hung there for an everlasting moment, teetering precipitously, threatening not to fall. Deakins pressed the brake harder and was prepared to go back and give the Humvee a shove when the front heavy truck suddenly tumbled into the shaft. There were screams and loud banging as it fell, followed by a horrible grinding crash, and then silence. Smiling, Deakins pushed down on the gas pedal. He unhooked a small black box from his belt, then winked at the figure in the passenger seat. We're going to be fine, Deakins said. I told you there was nothing to worry about. Yet he imagined that even if Pritchett were alive, the ripening little tenderfoot would have found something else to complain about.